All right, week 6 college football breakdown here. Moving to Saturday night. Nice little Big 12 matchup here. Got Kansas State going on the road to Ames. Tough place to play at night. Taking on the Cyclones of Iowa State. Kansas State here actually is the 2-point road favorite and a pretty low total at 45.5. This total, I think, opened at 48.5. So seeing it get moved down 3 points, I would tend to agree with that move towards the under. You know, I lean towards Iowa State in this game. You're a home dog. You're 0-2 in conference play, but I think some context is needed at least. I actually thought they played pretty well against Baylor. Blake Shapen had a pretty good day at the office for the Bears, but you know the one thing I like about this Iowa State team, and especially their defense, they can really stop the run. We obviously saw it when they played Iowa. I don't think that's really a game you can hold your hat on because that's a pretty bad offense, but they really stopped the run well against Baylor. And you know Blake Shapen is a guy that can take advantage of a young secondary. He did. Baylor was able to win a one-possession game in Ames. Okay, but I thought they played really well against Kansas last week defensively. Really stopped the run. And, say what you want about Kansas, if it's sustainable. I tend to think it's not, but this is a good Iowa State defense. Quite frankly, I think they can take Deuce Vaughn out of this game. I think playing against Kansas State, it's very simple. Got to stop the run. Got to take Deuce Vaughn, not take him out of the game, but just contain him. Hold him to around 4 yards a carry. Put Adrian Martinez in obvious passing downs. Tulane was able to do that earlier this year. They held Kansas State to 10 points, and they won the game in Manhattan. Kansas State's had some success in conference play, but I think we've seen by now that Oklahoma it has lots of issues defensively, and they just couldn't stop the run. Texas Tech is just not the acumen of defense that I think Iowa State is. So I do think Iowa State will have success defensively in this one. What's holding me off of Iowa State, taking the 2 points and making this an official play right now. I don't know if Hunter Dekkers is worthy of it. I mean, I had a pretty big wager on Iowa State to score over 30.5 points last week in Lawrence. They didn't do it. They got a really unbalanced offense. They've had a really hard time establishing the run. They actually did a really good job establishing the run against Baylor. Their number one back, Jareel Brock, really started to break out in that game. He got hurt early in that Kansas game last week, and their run game really just was non-existent after he left the game. He's questionable for this one. I would love to have him in there. I'm still hopeful that this is just an Iowa State team that's going to get better throughout the year. It's not surprising that they have lost their first 2 conference games. Young quarterback, young secondary, just a lot of new pieces. They lost a lot off of last year's team. I'm still not down on Matt Campbell as a head coach. These, in fact, are the type of games that I would trust him in. Pick 'em type of spot at home at night. Well, listen, I bet Kansas State when they played at Oklahoma. So, I've liked them before, but they didn't exactly – they impressed me early in the game last week against Texas Tech, but, they haven't exactly been dominant defensively, even in that Oklahoma game. And I know Oklahoma's got a pretty explosive offense, but Oklahoma established the run against them. Teams have established the run against Kansas State better than I thought they would going into those particular matchups. Kansas, on the other hand, has been dominant against the run, really against everybody. So maybe in a weird way, this is a spot where Iowa State will be able to establish the run. Hunter Dekkers is going to have to make plays. It's really going to come down to that. Personally, I think that Hunter Dekkers in obvious passing downs could be a better quarterback than Adrian Martinez. I think Martinez is good with his feet. But like I said, with my expectation that Iowa State can stop the run, I think it's going to boggle down the effectiveness of their offense considerably. We missed the best of this number with the under. If this number was still 48.5, I'd be all on the under here. I'm not. I still lean very heavily towards Iowa State plus the 2 at home. I'm recording this on Thursday evening. I'm going to add some more plays to my official card by Friday morning, and this is on the short list to be one of them. Heavy lean towards Iowa State as the home dog here. All right, guys, before we get out of here, I know you see the shirt right here, going with the Miami Vice theme today. If you're looking for some new golf apparel, head over to proud90.com. Unique but very comfortable polos. It's colder weather coming. They've also got hoodies and quarter zips as well. Proud 90's got all your golf apparel needs, so browse their selection. If you see anything you like at checkout, use code Fordham. It's going to get you 15% off your order. That's code Fordham at proud90.com. Is going to get you 15% off your order. Support me, support Proud 90. The rest of the information will be in the description below.